And here in this Lotro completionist run, I'm now doing the deeds for Breeland, which are not slayer deeds, though I may do a bit of slaying along the way. But there are 2 explorer deeds to do, and I'm just about to advance 2 of them. In fact, I finished one of them just then. This was the last place I hadn't been to in the way of ruins. That cairn just leaves a seal, which is right here in the middle of Bree Town, to complete the other one. Right there. So that's 2 deeds done very quickly. I've got some slayer deeds that have got just a little bit left to go. I think they are out in the Midgewater marshes. But I've also got the flower deed in the old forest. So I used my hunter thing to go to Mickle Delving, and there's a fast ride now to Buckland. And the first one of the flowers is a sort of a double back to the left. A lot of bats around, but they're green. I can just kind of ignore them and take them all out at once. Grab the flower. Now, there are 2 of them that I already had. They're the ones that were over in the spider zone or on the way to it. But now I've got to get to the Withywindle and go about halfway up that towards Tom Bombadil's place to get in an area of the forest to the right. Now, that has some walking trees in it, and there's a deed to take out walking trees within the old forest. So there's the first one as soon as I get rid of what chased me, and that's in the north of this little area, and I've got to find my way to the south end. There's one tree to take out. Just the other things that are after me. But there's no quests that take you to this part of the forest, only the deeds. So it's over in this corner sometime. There we are, Siloth's flower. Now that leaves 3 more. And the rest are more easily approached from Adzo's camp. So I'll come here and I'll take that ride. One of them is in the area where Yellowfang, Boss Wolf, appears in the hunter promotion quest, which I've done. And the other 2 are kind of on the way to Tom Bombadil's place from this direction. Now I'm juggling the deeds for a moment, make sure I've got everything on the list. Had a little bit of trouble finding this, because the way it looks on the map and the way it is in reality are not the same. There's a line of trees there, and what there all is really is just a steep bank which you can jump down. Now here's taking down an evil tree, although they don't actually attack you unprovoked. Spiders do though. Yeah, it looks as though I'm at a dead end there, but I'm not on the map. So it's a little bit confusing. There it is. Take out the usual chasers. Yep. 2 more flowers to go, and there's plenty of these trees here. The living trees in the South Barrow Downs don't count for this deed. It must be in the old forest. So whatever I don't find along the way at the moment, I will have to come back to do. But as I said before, I'm going to do a lot of that Slayer deed work, offline and not on video because it would just be too monotonous. And I've already decided that before completing all the Slayer deeds, I'm going to go off and do Yondershire, which is pretty much on level with me at the moment. But just all the trees along the way. And it's sort of in an intersection there, that one. The other one, I have to go towards Tom Bombadil's place and double back to the right. And I sort of got used to the spot and how it looks on the map. But I had a devil of a job finding it this time. I mean, obviously I took out trees and a few other things, and it should be where I'm standing now, but it took me a long time. Don't know what it was hiding behind, but I'd gone too far to the west then, looking for it. Again, it should be right where I'm standing. Any more trees? Of course, it's possible they moved it, but I can't swear to that. Ah, there we are. I think I glimpsed it then, but missed it. But there is an barrow iron thing that also is white. Ah, but there it is. Okay, unnecessary wolf, and there you saw my virtues go up as I finished that deed. Now, looking at the list of Slayer deeds, it wants me to take out more sickle flies and kneecabreakers, and this at the moment is not yet an advanced Slayer deed, so I wanted to finish all the elementary ones, so that I really know how much stuff I've got to get. So I completed those and just racked up the advanced deeds, and I noticed that I've just got a few more orcs to take out, and that was an advanced deed that I just completed. Now here I go to Yondershire, and it's Bingo Boffin of all people that starts a quest chain just outside it. This is just beyond Needlehole. It used to be, before Yondershire was added to the game, that you went through a kind of a portal from Needlehole straight to Ered Luin. Now you walk all the way through Yondershire to get to Ered Luin from the Shire. So this is now my base of operations, no bottle. So I've tagged that stable and milestone, and I'm going around looking for all the quests in this village. There's something more here, and Fatty Bolger there is the same character from Quick Hollow, who is in the book. And the postman quests, I decided I'd do the ordinary delivery ones all at once later on. But this is a special extended postman's sequence of quests, which involves going back to Mickle Delving. Just run around and make sure if there's anything else here. Yep, I saw something. Something inside this house. Here we go. Read the books. Five books. And have a cup of tea. Every little village in Yondershire has a bunch of non-combat quests like this. Sometimes they lead on to combat quests, but here I am back at Mickle Delving, and I'm going inside the main post office for the first time. And he says, go to Waymeet, which of course is just up the road. Dora Brownlock's territory. But that was long ago. Daddy 2 Foot, character in the books, and I expected to have to fight that ruffian, but that's not how it is. Now, I've done Yondershire once before, and I got up to this point where I got sent on the long, long walk to back to Noble, and decided I didn't want to do it. So from here on, this is the first time I've done this. But I dodged that bit of road because you'd still have to avoid the nosy hobbits on this. And I had a look at the blue progress bar there and the rate it was going down, and I thought, I'll never get to Noble before this runs out. So I was expecting to be attacked along the way. But it turned out that you've just got to get to the Rushet Gate between Needlehole and Noble. So, yeah, remember from earlier episodes I said I did all the pie delivery and mail delivery stuff in the Shire for the first time for the sake of this series. I generally don't do this sort of thing, but there's the bounder, and that's as far as you have to go. Yeah, but you're no longer on a timed quest, but he says go back to Mickle Delving, which the hunter finds easy at this level. And talk to the mayor about the missing post. And eventually it says go back to Noble, but this time it says go via Little Delving. So I'm heading back to where the Hobbit prologue begins. This used to be a dead end, but when Yondershire came in, there's a way through to the southeast corner of Yondershire. I was a little concerned about these shrews. But there's nothing much on this long road. There's a stable here, but if I'd stopped and activated it, I probably would have dropped the bag and had to start again. So I'll have to tag that stable some other time. But we're approaching Noble. We've just got to get back to the postman. There's that. And that was the end of that sequence. Now, I'm now going to head to the nearest thing on my set of pointers, which is this farm here, where the booze is brewed. So I've got a sequence of non-fighting quests to do there. Collect the barley. So this is some kind of grain whiskey that we're making. You have to keep going to different stations around the building, and if you're not familiar, you've got to keep going round and round looking for them. There's the mashing pot. And a boiling pot. And the fermenting container. Now we need bottles to put it in. And it says the bottles are here at the farm and back at the pub, back in Noble. So actually this shouldn't have been able to succeed at all. If this is the village of Noble, how come there are all these bottles around? Right, some outside, some inside. And I now have the bottles of no bottle. And back to the fermenting. And that should just about be it. Oh, I've got to deliver them to different pubs right across Yondershire. And I'll be getting a token of gratitude at each one. I mean, starting with this one. There you go. Sitting on the counter for you. Token of gratitude, which you drink. Now, I'm not running around doing them all straight away. I'm just going to do them as I reach each new village. I suspect if you drank them all in a row, it would make you drunk. Your visuals go blurred and you're weaving around. And seeing triple when you're trying to attack something. Now, this is Gamwich, I think. And once again, token of gratitude for delivering the alcohol. And there was another quest already sending me here, up the hill. The terrain here, the geography of this place is really irritating. You've got to keep going around in a loop to get to the high parts. But there's the usual bunch of non-combat quests. Now, this involves going around seeing to a whole bunch of animals, feeding some and patting others. A hungry pony. I was activating the injured animals, but too soon. They're not the focus of the quest yet. And I'm delivering from the laundry. Needy pig needs patting. And I looked in here in case there were any more, because that cliff thing makes it hard to see exactly where you need to go for some of the ring symbols on the map. Needy hound needed patting. And I'm still looking for some of the animals. They appear to be all over the place, but it's not as easy as it looks. Needy cow, comforted, and another laundry. That's the postman who doesn't have anything besides the delivery. And there's someone down near the river. I'm a River-hobbit, so this is the right place for me. And she wants mushrooms and strawberries, which doesn't sound like a good combination to me. Okay. Now none of them are very far from the town. You expect this sort of thing to be out in the forest, but you don't leave town for this. There are going to be later quests that bring me back to places. Fourth laundry. And now I head back to the woman at the riverside. And picnic basket goes back. But you don't have to carry it like other things. Yeah, still something high up. I'm still trying to find another path, but that spot I'd already put the laundry there. Here's the last one. Yeah. So now there's a couple of things to hand in. But I couldn't. I tried to get a shortcut up there, but couldn't. Now the injured animals. Injured rabbit, frog, the ones that I touched before. That's handing the laundry in, I think. Injured tortoise. And back round the road. Hand that in. Now, more and more of the quests on my list are tending to be out of towns, but apparently cleaning up broken tankards involves throwing water on them and on the people. Yep, chuck some water on him. And I think now it's the geese. I couldn't tell what that ring symbol was, so I thought I might have missed something inside, but must have been up high again. Anyway, I went off to finish the picnic sequence, and then I started looking for the goose, and it must be up high. Oh, okay, what it is a hobbit whose cabbages have been stolen by the geese. And you chase that one, and it vanishes. And finally found there was 3 of them, and there's the cabbages. Everyone knows geese are complete bastards. But, and that in. Now I'm starting to run out of things to do in Gamwich. So I came back to No Bottle and new stuff has popped up. There's quite a long sequence of quests associating with Adamanda here. And she passes me on to someone else. No, not that way. Oh, and then I realised it was over in Tyrefield, the next thing, so I decided to ride there manually. There's tons of quests here, so I had to start getting other things off of my list. So, Gildor Inglorian, who is another character from Tolkien's novels. What happened just then was not an instance, but it just respawned the town with the hiding children in it. Because he says, go find them all. And the bounder, I think he's the one who wants shrews, which you can get from just about anywhere in Yondershire. And I'm still going around checking all the ring symbols and token of gratitude. So now I'm looking for the children and for any ring symbols I might have missed around the outskirts of town. Yeah, this is where I'm getting some things off the list to make room, but there's the first of the children. And I hadn't popped my head in this area yet. But one of the quests just involves going to various parts of this town and a message pops up. I finally got round to tagging the stable here. And here's some new areas on the outskirts. There was nothing much out here. The villages here are much more crowded than in the Shire. Of course, that's a matter of, the original Shire was made in 2007. There was a limit to what could be rendered. Now they can populate the Yondershire the way they probably wished they could have populated the Shire earlier. Right, any more kids? There's a lot of ring symbols over this town. There's one. It mostly is the children. I discovered that you have to get very close to them for that green square that you click on to poke them for that to work. It says there's 6 of them, but you actually only have to find 5 and report that the other one's missing. Yeah, and there's another one. Poke him or her. The upset hobbits you keep seeing, you really end up doing that pretty well last. The quest to go and see all them. It's a quest that you get sometime down the track. Now, these children are not the hiding ones. We're asking them where the missing child is and reporting to Gildor, and we'll have to go further afield for that. But looking at what's on the map, I decided to go for the shrews now. That was another thing that I left till last when I did Yondershire before, because they could be anywhere and I thought it would take a long time to hunt them down. But it doesn't really, I mean, especially if you are a hunter. I kept using the hunter ability to find the nearest shrew to get the map scraps sooner. But anywhere in that blue area on the map. Yonder boy, I noticed that some of the creatures here were yellow. So I decided that maybe I needed to get myself one more level, get rid of the stone of the tortoise. I had a spare token of the Hornberg. So I passed it on to this character so that when I'm not using the stone of the tortoise, I can use that. So I either go up a level quickly or not at all. There's another shrew. It's a fairly good yield rate. 6 of 8. But started to run out. Had to scroll a long way down on that hunt to find one. But biting through, that didn't yield. So find another. Wolf is just a pest. But that wolf interrupted my hunt, so I had to move along and do it again. That was it. 8 of 8 map scraps. Hand it in, and he'll send me to the actual treasure, which is north in the forest. Yeah, I had a ring symbol on the tavern, so I came back here. Right, now the treasure is the nearest thing, but I noticed that timber I've got to get, so it'd be a good round trip to get that first. Now, some of this wood is dead and brittle, no good. There's quite a few wolves around. But if you're a squishy character, the worst thing to encounter are these little groups. They're similar to the ones in Evendim. They're a kind of goblin, but they're called something else, and I've forgotten the name. But they're in Goblin Town as well. But unless you're a fairly high level or got some AoE, they just might swarm you. But that was the treasure, and it was just a set of golf clubs. And now here's a new village I've gone across the map to, mainly just to tag the stable because I was nearby, so I won't have to pay a mithril to get there when I want to. Right, that's reporting back on the golf club treasure. Bit of virtue to juggle, and I noticed that I hadn't spent some trait points, and I didn't quite have enough to get to burn hot, but I will do next time. Got almost enough. So I really just improved my rain of arrows and something else. And that was me just switching the token of the Hornberg in and the stone of the tortoise out. But rope from Ensign Roper. Now I decided to ride back here to Noble because to continue this sequence with Adamander.